we're going to make a new app. And I was thinking about this and I thought this is actually a good idea for an application. I'm sure other people have done it, but it'll be something fun for us to work on together on the live streams. So what's the idea here? Well, we're going to create some requirements here for the MVP, minimal viable product. And the idea is an app that you can use to track your job applications. We're in a time where a lot of people are applying for different positions and jobs, and be that by choice or forced to or anything else. And I thought, let's see if we can make something here to help folks out. So the idea is going to be very straightforward, very simple at first. Keep track of all of those applications that you put out there on the various places for jobs. And how will that look? Well, that's what we're going to sit and figure out here today in this. So we're going to start by building out some basic requirements for sort of what's the basic things it needs to do right off the bat here. And then let's see if we make it far enough to do some coding today. But I think not only does this serve as a useful app that you can follow along with the coding on this, but also a great way to learn some techniques for those of you who may be new to wanting to work with Swift and Xcode and all that mobile development stuff. So that's what we're going to do here. I think we'll have some fun with this. And so let's get started. And let's start by, I think before you dive into any app here, it's kind of a bit of a live learning teaching course, I guess is what this is going to become. But before you dive into any app, you really want to think about it even just a little bit beforehand. So what we're going to do here is just list some very high level requirements for the very basic things this app needs to do to become a shippable thing, right? So we're just going to make a very simple list and we'll flush it out as we go along, or flesh it out, whichever way you want to look at it. So what's the first thing that you need to do? Okay, so the first thing it needs is ability to display a list of applications the user has created, right? Very high level ideas is what we're shooting around here. And so that's the first one. The second one is I need the ability to add a new application to the list, right? Not much point if I can't add to it. Of course, I also need the ability to edit an existing item, existing list application entry from the list, and of course the ability to delete an existing application from the list. Very straightforward CRUD there, right? Create, read, edit, delete. Very, kind of standard thing you see on just about any app that has entry possibilities. Now, what else do we need? Let's think about this. So what do we need as a content for, what's the details that we're going to record for each of these applications? So let's call this the application. To make it clear, let's call this the job application, so we're not talking about the global application here, right? Job application details to record. Well, the first one will be we need a name for the list item, right? So name for list item. We also we'll also record the date created and maybe the date updated in case you go along and make changes to that. Let's see, what else do we have? You will also want to have the ability to add a URL to the job site application listing, right? Maybe maybe you find something on whatever job site it may be, or wherever it may be on the web. You really want to record that URL so you can jump straight back to it every time, right? You're also going to need, let's think, the ability to, you're going to want to put a note in there, a note on the job listing. This will be a free-form note for whatever you want to put in there, right? Just some extra note. Maybe you want to put the name of the company for the job listing. and maybe you want to put the company website where the job is available, right? Maybe you're applying to Google or something like that. Can't spell, and you're going to want to list those there. What else? And please, chat room, if you want to chime in, you know, anything else that you might want to record for a job application here. Maybe, and again, this is very straightforward, starting out 101 basics of what it needs to do. Let's think, what else? So we've got, let's just recap here. We've got the name of the list item to give it a name. We've got the date it's created, the date it's updated, a URL to the listing, wherever that may be, a freeform note that we can add, maybe the name of the company for the job listing if you want to scan just quickly through and find those ones, and the company's website, which could well be different from the URL for the job site application, right? A lot of companies use third-party services. This very likely those could be different, so you want to capture both of those. Maybe you want to capture the contact name, an email for the job listing, right? Sometimes they list, like, you know, the email for the HR or whatever it is, you know, for further details. You're going to want to have that in there to make it easy as well. Let's see. I mean, I feel like that's a very kind of 101 basic listing of things that I would want to see, as far as, you know, okay, these are the absolute bare minimum details. Oh, you know what? Maybe a phone number for the job contact. Maybe there is one, maybe there isn't. And actually, you know what? Let's do this, because I want to break these out so we can turn these into tasks. Job contact name, and let's have a separate one for the job contact email. There you go. Right, so a way to get hold of someone if you need those. Let's see, what else? Going back to the high level here, we need the ability to save data between application usage, right? Not much use if we can't record and store this stuff. And I think that's probably it. At some point, I'm confident, you know, there's going to be a next level, right? And after the MVP, and the next level is probably going to involve things like the ability to attach a resume to it, the ability to maybe even submit something, you know, whatever it may be. But those are next level requirements. These are the 101 super basic, out of the box, record this stuff, right? Track it. We need a name for the app as well at some point. But these are the real basics, right? We'll also need an icon for the application and a name for the application. Okay, so those are some things to think about. I think that's it. I think that is all I can think of for the absolute bare minimum basics. Another next level feature may be the ability to pull up job sites within the app and maybe even perform some searching if APIs are available, something like that. Like I say, those are very next level requirements. So that's going to be our basic list, right? Let's just move this off to one side here. That is our basic list of stuff, right? Our MVPs, right? Let's put that there. Let's now open up Xcode.